Shalom. Shalom. Yeah, Shalom Israel. This is Peace and Officer Shah of the Isupk under Commanding General Hannah, right? This is the Isupk, right? Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, right? So again, this is the Blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians. So tonight class could be about sex, marriage, and wives. So it could be a mix-up what we have to know about sex, right? The kind of sex, right? Then after marriage, I don't know what marriage is and thing, right? And then after when coming to wives, I don't know well who we could marry and thing, right? Because again, you might just think that you could do what you want and think in the eyes of the Most High and think what good for you and not good in the eyes of the Most High. So again, you have to know the scriptures, right? So got this thing of game of Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6, right? To really know what the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians really going through and what it is at this point in time, right? So we go start off with Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. Can.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
All right, so again, when coming to the Most High give you certain things for it to follow, right? So again, when you go into school and thing, right, you go to school, you get a job and thing, right, and they'll give certain things for you to know and thing and for you to follow. So you won't cause the company to be in trouble, you won't cause the institution to be in trouble and thing, right? And this is the same thing applying to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the nation of Israel. The Most High give you laws, statutes, and judgments to follow again. So again, we go be accordant with him, right? Align with him. But when we disobey him now, we have punishment and thing. And that's now again, that's what the Most High say, give not be give certain things to do. And we ain't doing it and thing, right? And now it's like, hey, okay, you can work all this and I doing all this for you and I asking you for this and you're not doing it and thing, right? So again, the Most High saying you reject we as a people, because why? We not accepting the knowledge with the Most High give you. And today again, a lot of things destroying the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have marriage destroying the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have violence destroying the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native. We have brotherhood destroying the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and things, right? So all these things the Most High set up for we again to really for we to know when that time come, right? So again, when we go in the scriptures, now we go know what to do, right? So again, then I class about marriage and we go get into it and thing, right? So let's start off with Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 4. These are the generations of the heaven.
My bad. Genesis 2 and verse 24.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
Right, and then after a man leave his mother and father and think that no again, no, this man looking to be on his own, and then after now looking to have a wife and thing like that. This is the pattern and thing too. So same side now, this even on the other side right now too. When a man now when I look to have a wife and thing, just like pick up a woman at the side of the road and things. So that's how Adam was leaving his parents. Same thing now he gonna look to get a wife and his family. And this wife now we go back and all to even Eve. Eve had a mother and a father. Same thing like Adam had a mother and father and all too. And same as just how they bring him up and expecting right things and for him to carry on as a man. The same thing again with Eve again now having she mother and she father again and will be expecting that to carry on that same burden, that same lifestyle, that same integrity again now. So no letting down the family and thing like that. When compare now where they be seeing now that again, father, men will just pick up the with daughters and just carry them out and not even talking to the parents and things like that. You know, when I go in the records and them, when I go in the records, it's showing you again how you go about doing these things and them things. Even with you see it with Jacob and all too when he go to Laban and all too that Laban again he had 2 daughters and again Jacob had was to go to Laban to deal with Laban. He just didn't pick up Rachel and we had just one thing, right? He had communication. And Laban go see that, hey, you know what? Yeah, this man could marry my daughter and thing, right? So again, the black family is not just making your daughter just grow up and then after a man could just come just so and pick them up and you don't know. And then after now, when you get pregnant, then you're knowing about, hey, there's the father of your child. But for months and years, you don't know who dealing your daughter, who with your daughter, and thing, right? And when you go and watch these things again, these things is not according to the scriptures, it's really brotherhood and thing, right? So again, just as scripture say, you're leaving your parents' house and things, that's so not just like that and thing. This person had a parent, and it should be seen this was their responsibility now. So again, now you're gonna pick up this another black man, taking away this woman from this man, and thing, and I great responsibility and thing too, right? So that's like, you know, not just like, hey, you just like you just go in a grocery and say, hey, you're going to pick up a flower just so and thing and say that you just say to go and get a battery in a car dealership and thing whatnot. This way bigger than that is hey, there's somebody growing up a daughter and thing the same way again comparing to his sons and all too again, you know, hey, he had a fatherhood and in you again, right? So again, you know, the class is about marriage, right? Again, marriage, sex, and wives and things, right? So all these things again, when it reach reality, you're gonna know what to do at the time, right? So give me Exodus 22 and verse 16.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, so this is a woman now. She don't belong to somebody, or at the same time she not courting nobody at the same time and all two again, right? And now you surely get Dora to be his wife, right? Like one lie with her and thing, right? So it's like again now, you know, some men again they'll be like predators to women out there and all too again, right? And we don't want sisters being carnal again to these men and them too again, right? We should really be looking for is a man's spirit, right? And thing like that way can't just get overnight. Some men will go and get a nice suit and all these things they could get in a few hours. They just a few dollars. Maybe that's about $1,000 in the hand. They get a nice trim and thing, right? They get the nicest perfume, Perielis, again, Calvin Klein, you know, perfume go be kicking and thing like that, woman, and then after wait, again, woman, and the world go say, hey, he well put away. And these men and them will be pretty, they do up they get nice, they get the nice shoes and them, they get the clocks and all these things again, and they put it on. And again, now, you know, and then after now, they put on the nice speeches for you. And now, again, now, they know how woman is in the world and thing right and you know, that way attracted to. And when you do catch yourself, yeah, not put a man again, and then too late he beating you. He not a wrong, he make sure with you and thing. And he leaving you out again, no fatherhood, and you don't want it for the black Hispanic and the Divinian man again, right? Because again, all these things again will take the records for granted and think that again, all these enticement again, you don't want that and all too, nevertheless, right? So when I show you scripture, if a man entice a woman and thing, right, surely endure to be his wife. So the most I see in this and all too again, hey, you're going to sleep with this woman, don't feel it's just like, you know, you're going to unleash you out and thing, right? So sex is marriage in the scriptures in the eyes of the Most High and all too again. So when you go into this again, you know, you're leaving your mother house, just as we say, like with Adam and Eve here, And thing as read just before, and they can tell your mother how that meaning like, hey, you know what? I looking to start a family now. And thing, right? I leave in my mother now for them, for now she to spend back time with her husband. And thing, right? Back in the, you know, when they was young, you know, they're bringing back that feeling again, the house empty now. So now them having a little free time now because hey, they grow up as a man now. So them more okay, all well, and thing now carry on. Taught you the best, now go and deal it to this woman. And thing, right? And nevertheless now we'll go here. Where that's as the Musai said, the knowledge with the Musai teacher, you didn't apply it. Where your mother and your father teach you that, hey, you know what, we grow to be a man. But you know you do now, you turn aside now. So now you now see a woman now, you ain't going to find out who she mother, who she father now. You know, it's your thing now because of your your love. You want to go and sleep with the woman, you entice the woman, you go to see father. You entice the woman now. But this is what the most I say, you entice she, that yours for that yours forever. Right? So they're saying here again, so if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endure to be his wife. And that, you know, something I don't know plain thing with the Musai here and thing. I don't know when the Christians should go think that the Musai or the put Jesus Christ and they put the Musai, this loving person. The Musai is very serious about the children of Israel and thing, right? Go to verse 17.
Come on. Verse 17. If your father utterly refuses to give birth unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgin.
Right, and you know it's like this man now, it's like this man having a change of heart here now, right? So it's like, hey, he done already, hey, you're going to sleep with my daughter, and like if he's a lawyer, but the whole situation is lawyer, but now if he in lawyer, and then because now, hey, what you do, you didn't come face to face, you pick up my daughter, you know that hey, this is the property belonging to me, and you're going to sleep with she. And then now, this is what's going to happen here now. You're going to pay a payment for this man's daughter here right now. And thing like that. And this is again, and it does see this you know, it's still I think there's still this whole with some nations and all too, right? That again, they just pay for them the daughters and them too again, right? So all these things in the record is still again, you know, they show again that you know people does follow the Bible, they hate the people in the Bible, God chosen people. But everything else, they love to do the blacks, Hispanics, and them do it. And thing like all the laws, everything, right? But just who not following it, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians not following the laws that they move side. And thing, right? I see now all the other nations again, they're taking the things on them and making it better than we. And thing, right? When we should be ones holding on to the Most High giving, we're not creating hordes and thing, right? And again, all these things there for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So we're going the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? Just to show what marriage is, right? So so you're going the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and we go see what marriage is, and also again we go see what Google and all saying. We go see what Google and all saying about marriage, right? The functions see if we can pull up the functions of marriage too, right?
is on the bond compact by the dictionary. Marriage is an intimate personal union which a man and woman consent, consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse. And perfected in a long life partnership of mutual love and commitment.
Right, and when you go in scripture, when you go in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, again, you see what it's saying, right? So marriage is an intimate personal reunion, right? So this is not something, again, just like that's what they're saying here, like there's something personal and thing, right? There's not something like that couple and the sharing sex and things, right? The personal between a man and a woman and thing, right? Not like we're seeing a woman again like adultery and thing, right? Showing again this personal between them and thing, right? They know adultery coming in here and thing, right? And that's just to show again that the scriptures laying, hey, what taking place and also it's intimate, right? It's personal. Nobody in coming in. It's between a man and a woman, right? And to which a man and a woman consent, right? So again, so it's like two persons agreeing on what they're going to do here. They're not a rape. They're not a rape and thing going to take place here again to going against the woman will or some men again they do the smart thing and they put drugs in a woman drink and all to have sex with them and all to the same way and thing and smart the woman and thing, right? So it's two persons agreeing on this situation here, right? That's how I say again, hey. And that's how they know the knowledge of the Most High is like, hey, you have sex with a woman, that is your wife, and right? And the woman die your husband, and thing, right? And then they're going to tell you continuous and nourish and thing, right? You're putting your best into it. And thing, right? You and that woman having sex, nobody holding back on each other. You're putting your best into it and all to continuous sex and thing, right? And compared to what the Christian churches do now tell you that marriage is like marriage now is a business and thing, right? You get married, that be a ring, and then after you have to go in you have to go in there thing and get a certificate for it and thing, right? But when you go now to the normal aspect of like common law marriage and all to the same way, even when like couples fall out and thing, that line again that hey, how long you with this person and thing, right? And when they show you common law is that hey, you have to be with that person, not a man that's living with a woman for this amount of years and thing, right? If that man living with a woman for 20 years and he not sex with she, the same thing applying. That is not common law. So even with the common law itself, that hey, you go the government way, or you go anyway just so you and that man living, even when you reach in the court, they let you know that hey, if you're having sex with a woman and all too, that your wife and all too again. So again and that is to show again anyhow you go around it, sex is marriage, not how some people say is a thing between you, the Most High, and all these things again. No, and thing, right? So again, if you in have sex with that woman, and that man has sex with that thing, the both, the man and the woman, it is not marriage. Again, and it's showing again, marriage is sex in the eyes of the Most High, right? So again, all these things again, that's to show again that all the different things, and then after now we'll more or less go into some of the things that will be taking place again with sex and all too. Again, I don't want this and what the Most High want and what the Most High don't want in the nation of Israel, right? So give me Hebrews 13 and verse 4.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
So marriage is honorable in all, right? And the bed is undefiled, right? But whoremongers and adulterers, the Most High will judge, right? So when you go through this now, it's like, okay, your man and a woman is like, hey, whatever you and your woman doing in the bed, like between you and your woman. But no, this is what some people know again now, they're taking it to They're taking it to the extreme now, and this is now again now we're having like unlawful sex in the bed and thing, right? That you see it now, you are deal with them fake groups that a woman now will put on a dildo again now and having sex with a man, right? And now they're taking the scriptures to the extreme and thing, right? And you're bringing Sodom in the again, you're bringing Sodom in your bed and all to again, right? So that's not what it come like other tales now when we read that the sex personal. Sex is a personal thing, right? But that woman putting on a dildo, right? And then after using it and she has come like she just add her next man to the bed and thing, right? So that come like that adultery that take place in the act day and things, right? And this is where you don't want to be going down that road and thing, right? So you all know sometimes when you watch with the mouth with the most I design your eye to do, right? The most I design your eye to see and thing, right? But this that's how black people is. That's that's how our spirit to do other things and thing, right? So now again, when coming to that sexuality, that woman and that man, a man go take him out and kiss the woman and thing, right? And this is just like yeah, no thing against it. That's the most I see in the bed on the file and thing, right? But this is where the black Hispanic and Native Indian man, you don't want to be going all extreme, these extreme measures to be having sex with a woman that the woman again had to be putting on a dildo and then having sex with your mister and thing like that. And men have to be like, hey, masculine enough to say, hey, nah, you see that way you want I not and wherever I had that before, that not working with me. And thing like that can't work with me and thing, and that can't work with me and thing. I ain't know about that. And I ain't want to know about that and thing. Instead of that going on and thing like that. And then after now when reality hit now you and she fall out, everybody know what's going on with you and your woman and thing like that. Now boy like say, okay, nah. I know like madness thing, madness that then now only you and your parents and then find out that you're bringing shame on your parents and all too again because your parents and them teach you that. You never hear parents saying that, hey, my mother like fatherhood now back to son, hey, you ever hear anything about my mother taking dildo again and putting it in me and putting it on me and thing whatever and thing like, hey, you're bringing all these things again. So whatever you're doing, you always want to have that integrity going down in age again, right? And the same thing now applying to your sons and your daughters and thing the same way and thing, right? So you don't want to be doing that and all too again, right? And then after now they go to say homemongers and adulterers the most I will judge, right? And when you go and watch like a homemonger and thing like a homemonger will be like men again, they love sex but they don't want the woman. And thing right is like again and what they're looking for is really bad woman and thing right. They don't want a good woman and thing right. The homemonger he don't want no wife and thing right. So he looking for harlots just as the scriptures and them say he don't want because that way looking for he not gonna get it if it's a wife you're looking for because again she gonna know hey and thing but again sometimes some men so wicked and all too again this is now again well this happen to the penalties again you're taking with thing and some of these things so wicked as the most high go after really deal with this something because a woman some of the woman they really like a fella and they ain't going down the way again how a fella should be coming to them to the mother and the father and you're spending time and the father go say yeah but I'll get the blessings to marry my daughter and thing right and they go down that road and thing right. I see what happened here. You didn't decide now to listen to your father and bring that man home. You decide to do your own thing, and again, he has sex with you, and that is just where you want, and that is just where you want, and he run you. And then you just move on to the next person again, because that homemonger is just a man that's looking, he just love for harlots, and he go just if you know one, he go just turn you into one, because you know what happened now. You put you put a spirit into that man, and think now he's like you damage. And think now your mindset to other men that's wicked because this man do you that and thing whatever and he does you put all to you just like that the scripture say sex is like nourishment and thing like you put all into the sex and you know what you looking back for that person to really be there for you and he bust out and he gone and this not happening now it's happening since again in the scriptures and thing right And even up to now, it's still going on. And again, now this is the warning and thing again, the Black Hispanics and them. Let you go back to the old time days. I think it's Brother Resistance sing a song about that. Bring back the old time days. I can't remember if it's he sing that. Yeah. Let you bring back the old time days. And thing right there. I know everything just changed, yeah. And then I bring it back. Let you go back to the scriptures and thing, right? They say it was an adulterers again. Adulterers again is like again you have a wife and thing, right? But really and truly again, you have a wife and then after now she betrayed her husband and thing too, right? Again, she go and sleep with her next man again, and you know a man go say, hey, that was my wife, do me and thing, right? But that ain't no wife again, because when you go to like a wife in the eyes of the most like somebody godly and thing, right? You can go to you that woman do it. And then I really and truly that's that harlot and thing, right? So again, you know, very most I say whoremongers and adulterers, he will judge and all too, right? Again, so again, all these men and them again stop taking the daughters for whores and things too, right? Come on Leviticus 19 and beside that verse 27 or 20. I can't remember which one right there, but there's we don't make the daughters of Israel was verse 29. Okay.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 29. You will tell me if this one.
But
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
right, and when you go on with this now again, there's many ways you could cause your daughters to be whores and thing, right? So that's it as wicked men in Israel and thing. All of that's all about the pleasure and thing, right? They see a woman and all of that's wanted the woman just for sex and thing, right? So that one way again, right? So they will do what is and what to again, right? Then after the another way again, what mothers doing, they're dressing the daughters up like harlots. Again, the whole attire harlot and thing, right? And then after again, just for the men and them saying, they're not watching for the woman's spread, they're watching for what they're seeing outside and thing, right? And the same thing again. But then going to put all the spirit now together a woman again. Because they how you have your daughters dressing up and thing, right? And you see now again how they're going about it and all too, right? So again, like the attraction coming for these whoremongers and them too again, right? So, you know, again, and all these different things that cause the daughters again too, and then after even your friends, girlfriend having friends and thinking, hey, you know your friends are harlot, and you're going and say to yourself, hey, I'm not going and follow she. You know she's a harlot and thing, I'm not going to follow she and thing, right? But somehow or the other, you know, it's not like someone we go and watch like people smoking. Plenty brothers and them, they never used to be smoking, but they have partners and again too who used to be smoking, and when they are wrong them, they end up smoking. So don't have that mindset again. You just choose your friends and them wisely and think too, right? The same thing again. A friend will be the same person again, at the same category as you. And think like things you doing, the food you eating, the lime you go. And then I say like the same thing there. If you going on a lime, you going and drink and think. Like some brothers go say, hey, look girls out there in the 2-piece, whining and thing. We don't already. Hey, nah, they know about that. And when you go and watch it, it's the Black Hispanics and Native Indians. So we're gonna, hey, now we can't drink in this bar and think there's not about we. And think it's about we nation. And all we're not supporting that. So the same thing again, and some sisters feel like, hey, you know what, yeah, that's my friend. But I not dressing like she, and they go feel like, hey, that could never happen, that I could be and not being a harlot. And everybody just say that and it end up so. And all to the same, right? So again, I don't know how we the friends we choosing and thing, right? How we growing up with daughters, how to dress them up and all to again, right? And the same thing with brothers and all to do be taking with daughters just for your pleasure and thing, and just break the heart. And after again, is that wickedness that have a wicked mind towards men. And then after good men really come into like them. Because and nothing here you speak it. So again, now the spirit could be off and thing right. And really and truly, they might have good brothers coming in, they might have the knowledge of the Most High, but the intention might be good, and that woman have a bad spirit towards them men, and again, right? And this is the Most High seeing again, all these things again not supposed to be taking place and thing, right? I know, really and truly now, I never like, when we are speaking, I never believe that, all these things and them really did. And all to the Most I see and all these things, and I never believe these scriptures are really there to really to show me how we should really move as brothers and sisters and thing towards each other and thing, right? And in everything we do and we line in how we dress in, how we kind about ourselves and thing, right? How we look up to our parents and thing, right? And most important, how we look up to Christ and the Most High and thing, right? So again, all these things again, and not know that's like, we in Hebrews, we in First Corinthians, we in Genesis. Every one of these scriptures play a big important role in the Blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indian man. Again, when we go to Genesis, right? Give me Genesis 3 and that's not serpent. Genesis 3 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
Right, so now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, right, what the Lord God had made, right? So again, or I think now this person go do certain things, it's like, hey, no, you're not going to do it. And that's like when I watch the Caucasians and them today, it's like, hey, don't fear going to put on that you big and strong, and then right, and fear you're going to box, you're going to fight him that way. You're going to use different techniques to fight you, smarter ways again to fight you, and then you fighting you, but you're not doing it your way. And this is what that's really scripture is showing you again how this man was here, right? Go ahead.
Kawankan, and he made and Slakia, and he said unto the woman, Yea, at the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High had said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Right, and when you go on with the whole thing of this is like now, Eve now again, she husband and thing, right? And you know what? She husband they just had discussion already with she husband and with the Musa already. What should be going on in the garden of Eden, and you know what happened here now? She didn't listen to she husband and thing, right? And this is reality again, that men again, wicked men and thing, and we have to stop using this of the world that you are your wife and if you didn't know you could have your wife having male friends and thing, right? And I just see destruction what happened to Eve. Eve went and listened to other men and thing, right? And this is reality. I just know too again, and even men could have a higher wife, and because again you're trained, she good and thing, right? And now she listening to other men on the phone, on work, and everything, right? And that what happened there, and she let she guard down, and then the eyes again now she end up a holler the same way again, right? And the old men again now go pray. And again a woman because you see she soft, the minute they realize, hey, you were talking to me, okay, I could talk to you more now and thing, right? When she'll be like, hey, that woman going to okay, that's a good morning, and you know what, work related and thing, right? But you minute now she getting more talk coming, more entanglement coming, and realize, okay, you talking too much and thing, right? So now I could be a prey to you and thing, right? And again, this will happen again, not being grounded again, and not a hall at the same man. Again, you see these things again, men train a woman to be strong, grounded. Again, that no other man could come in she ears and talk to she and things like that. Again, they end up with a harlot after and things like that. And then after you go do just like what Adam do, blame it on the Mosai and thing, right? And then after now you're going to the man, the woman father and say, hey, your daughter do me this and your daughter do me that and thing like that. That's why what the Mosai showing scriptures here, showing your wife and them to be strong. That's like when you see with Susanna and thing, right? Susanna didn't give in to them men and them, right? So the same thing applying in scriptures and being, right? All these things again, but if you Mosai say, hey, I don't want no harlots in the nation of Israel and thing, right? All these unlawful sex and all too. I don't want this and all too, right? Give me Leviticus 15 and verse 28.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 15 and verse 28. But if she be cleansed of her issue, then she shall number herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean.
Right. So again, now that's not how we read in Hebrews 15 and verse 4 and thing, right? Showing again that all these like the bed is on the file and thing, right? But they say again now women don't want to go be going the extreme and thing, right? So there's that time here shouldn't be touching a woman and all too when that time reach and all too, right? Hey, that's what the most I saying, hey, 7 days, do not touch her and thing, right? You see that time to cleanse yourself and all too again, right? So again, and this man again now not knowing the scriptures again, not in the right places, not teaching in the Most High law, statutes, commandments, and even this is like marital laws, sexual laws again, with the Most High set up again that hey, let this woman be free for that time and thing too again, right? And you go see this in First Corinthians. Just now we're going to read them to 7 again, saying at a certain time and again. Hey, the woman thing. She not like she don't want to have sex with you and thing, right? There's that time period here. Let the woman cleanse herself and think too again, right? Let she clean up herself. She nothing she right frame my mind. And you know how some women again, that's true, you know how moody it could be sometimes when they're in the when on these things. Some again in the right spirit, they know how to deal with that. Again, they do have the knowledge of the moon side, they know thing that will be like what they say it by emotional and thing they know again how to deal with that and all too again, right? And this is where everybody like really come and pay attention and really know hey how to deal with the Most High law starting people taking their money, pastors taking their money, and the end of the day just doing stupidness right every day of the week, every minute, every hour, every week pass, month pass, every year, and things like that. You're just a fool again right through in the world, and thing right. I just wasting time and thing right, and you're doing self new things again. For the most I set up when that time comes to you, and some woman might again, and if you're really in the right place, the last time woman is like, okay, I'm a month leaves, this time on clean and thing, right? I see my cycle, yeah, I'm not doing that and thing, and then after some woman again, yeah, that doesn't matter to them. They're going ahead with it, right? But this again was some women I know too again. It's like, hey, if you're really in the right place and all too, there's some women again, the monthlies might be on them for 4 days and they think everything okay now to go back to the husband and thing, right? And not knowing again you have about 3 more days to go again, right? And they're not thinking it's like not like the other woman out there and they're on the monthlies. And you know what? I go in and have sex. And then because the man was sex and all too, they didn't say no. And all to this, so they please the man and all to again. And that man just wicked for himself and all to again, right? But some women know it's like this now 4 days and it's like, okay, it's gone, but not knowing that about extra 3 days for it but that's how the most I say they're on clean for and thing like that. Men have to give that woman that time to really cleanse herself and thing. And the woman go come back fiery back to you. 7 days she pass thing, she go come back to you the same way. And thing like that, 7 days she in her wrong, yeah. She will come back to you the same way and thing like that. So she'll be glad that hey, you know what? That 7 days that 7 days passed, like, hey, I have a new woman waiting for me. And then I said, let's follow what the Mosai say. And think too, Mosai gave me a chance, said, like, hey, woman to come back fiery for you and all to get a break. Like, your muscle tired. Mosai say, hey, take a rest, Mr. Man. Take a rest. And think, yeah, and you take a rest there and think, like, your muscles ready to go again. Let the woman breathe out for let the woman breathe out for 7 days. And think, right, and you know, again, we have to know these scriptures and all too again, right? So some women can't really doing it, and some women don't. They don't know. They go say, well, yeah, 4 days. You know what? I got to go. I could go back to my husband, not knowing there are 3 days to go again. And think to right and better we know the scriptures and think right. So you gonna know what to do and think right. And that's why we say come to the right places, come to the Isupk and to watch them Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, England, all the states and them in the United States of America. You can watch them and think right. We are learning for 20 and 30 years sitting down in the church. In about 20 minutes in the Isupk, like, hey, you're gonna get a blow up and thing like that. That's how the Isupk does operate and thing. Data teacher and thing, right? And even better than the schools and them too. Right? So again, all these unlawful sex taking place, you don't want that again, right? You want to be clean right away, you want to be in the eyes of the Mosai. You want to be in line with the Mosai dietary law, the Mosai sexual law, the Mosai marriage law, when coming to the other nations, everything, the brotherhood and them, how they deal with your brothers and them, right? You want to be in line with this, right? So again, you're gonna know what to do at that time, right? So give me let me go to 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Right, so now concerning, so this is now Paul talking here now concerning the things where you wrote unto me. It is good for a man not to touch a woman, right? So like Paul is saying, so this is not everybody like thing to go through and burden to go through with a woman again, right? Because again, when they come at a woman now, this as we read through scriptures, they're taking up a responsibility from a woman parents and them, right? Said no, this is something serious here going to do and think yeah, this man I going to take this woman daughter. That's your responsibility now to make sure everything in order and thing, right? It's not like hey no. You know what? I had less good than me before when I was just with my mother and father. So on both sides, it's going to happen here. Whether I be your wife, whether I be a sister or a brother, and thing now you have to make sure your husband in order. And thing when the night come, when the morning come, your duties, your children, and all things they take place and thing, right? So again, some people might know this and all, right? So some people might be good with their life just so and thing, right? And some not. And thing, right? But you don't want to be in the Christian church with them pastors and them setting up certain laws and they're telling them, hey, I don't want to have no wife and thing, right? And behind closed doors, they do no kind of thing. They're raping little boys, they're raping little girls, they're having sex with the with women in the thing with on adultery and all these things again going on in the Christian church again because why? Well more foolishness and thing, right? All the doctrines and thing, right? Not applying the Mosai law, statute, and commandment, right? What to verse 2?
Verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
Right, so nevertheless, something like that. This will again now call adultery. Adultery you're taking we talking about here and thing nevertheless let a man have his own wife and thing like more let's talk about again. You can't be sleeping with somebody else's wife and thing too, right? That yours. It should be yours, you and you alone, and the same thing coming to the woman and think, hey, you got your husband and sleep with our next man and thing like that who you should be going home to when the night come, morning, during the day, whatever, not somebody else and thing too, right? And again, These are again all these things again you see in the scriptures, New Testament, Old Testament, and things like that. If the Lord's done away with, why Paul bringing up these thing again? So the scriptures that because like I said, the Lord's done away with, but most like Paul now telling hey, that every man have his own wife, and thing right, and the same thing that every woman had her own husband, and we again, hey, adultery and thing, like nothing in the eyes of the Most High again, you have punishment for that and thing, right? Go ahead.
That one we bring up the very key aspect, especially like now, because the Christian church or religion will take this passage right here now and verify it at 1:1, right? But again, what Paul was doing, we are just explaining that's not the same. The adultery. Hey, this is your woman. Woman, this is your man. Never say that it's single, so you just identifying something. You don't know if you take somebody else's woman or so you go back to this is one so that then these religious organizations and verify and say, but look, it's a one, but let's say one, just highlighting something. You know, a lot of them people educated, education this society, and again, nothing wrong with studying education, but it set their mind just like in the general brainwash of this society. So everything you hear now, you will see it in eyes that you see all rest.
One concern, that good point. So even when you go and watch it and all through the other thing, again they will take certain things and twist it and all to their own likeness and all. And this really one of the verses for real, they will twist it, not knowing that this really talking about dirty, but they will take it and really show that hey, this is really a man can have more than one a man can have more than one woman and not understanding this and again some of the other is like everything it has been blinded by the Christian church because of the doctrine for so much a years seen down there. Like you don't want to hear something new and thing too, and you're like, hey, look, the scriptures telling that hey, so how it is, and you're not realizing, hey, this is really adultery, but you're not listening. You're hearing it, but you're not listening and things like that. And this again now you really have to come out from the we really have to come out from the Christian church again, but again all it is doing is destroying the life of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, something, right? So go ahead to verse 3.
Come on, can. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Right, I know all that husband and wife, all that thing coming together, all that loving, all that support, that happiness and thing, right? As wife should be and thing, right? Something go up, not like your hey, your wife you're married your husband, he was sex, you don't want to give him sex and all these things again. You're keeping you're still with all them things you haven't understanding. You're still keeping that happiness with your husband and thing. It don't matter, you have a disagreement. Like when the Musa said, don't let the son don't be vexed and let the son go down. Hey, I come back, fix these points and then right having all these thing and understanding thing, that happiness thing. Don't let that thing go on. That keep that happiness with all your right through, right? Where to verse 4.
Come on. Verse 4. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Like where to verse 5.
Verse 5. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Right, and again now, this is something again now, the black, Hispanics, and Native Indians picking up from these other nations and things, right? So, it have a lot of different things that are showing point 4 and verse 5 and thing, right? So, this is the Musa is saying here and thing, right? So, when we go back to a woman, just like she monthlies and thing, right? This is that time here, a woman go care have sex with she husband and thing, right? So this is a period here that just it and thing, right? These are low. So the most I say 7 days and thing, right? So now again we have like now something might be struggling and thing too again. We are fasting and thing, right? So again, hey, you're doing a 2 days fast, a 3 days fast and thing, right? Even again maybe the day atonement. Again, we are with the atonement and all too that something that might pick up energy because you can't eat, you can't drink no water, you can't drink no juice and thing like that. You don't want to be paying yourself all the it are no say it are no things saying that you can't sick, but you don't want to be going down that road with that and not to get yourself tired and you break the most the atonement. Now you want to go and drink water and think to again, you want to go and drink water and all too, right? But nevertheless, like that thing about what they're saying is the fasting and all too that day. Fasting again, you go have a period if you're doing first 1 day, 2 days, 3 days and thing, right? That so you want to do that again, but there's something going on between you and your woman, or your woman might be coming down with a flu and all too again, right? She has some kind of sickness and all too again, or the man and all the she husband and all too again, feeling 100 and all too again. So you have to understand, hey, the situation I in this I just didn't want to have sex with you. Just with this is what happening here and thing. We have to have that understanding and things, right? Yeah, your husband working, and somebody other he coming home 8 o'clock and thing like but the work tell him, hey, you're going on, you have to work at 12 o'clock tonight and thing, right? And he come home 12 o'clock. But he tired and thing, right? Get him man apply for that thing he tired, he can't make the night and thing, right? So this way most I think, but don't do like these other nation and them that and they just really scriptures see and thing. Don't make this thing now that it going further than this and thing, right? Let it be for these causes and thing, right? But not for again now you and your husband have a problem or you going days and months and thing like that. Happen, the hatred or you have each other, or it can't even come back to have sex and things too, right? And they want to be doing this because be hearing this about these other nations and they're living in a household with their husband and their wife and they're not having sex for months and then after for years and all kind of thing, right? You don't want this. This is not healthy for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. So this is what the most I saying, hey, for this period here, let it be for this and thing. Let it be for fast. Let it be for fasting. Let it be for you're having some kind of flu or something. That period. Don't let this go on here. This is not healthy for you. When I put you back there, say with sex, it says sex is a continuous nourish and thing right there. That's continuous nourish. You're putting all into it and thing right. No holding back and things right. Or that's as I say again, you don't want to you having sex with a woman and then after now this is the way really you should be having sex with you, but some of that, hey, what laziness is this going on here again? The second time you come back again, you started like you're holding back on the woman and the same thing, whether both side and thing, right? Woman do hold back on your you mister when having sex. Same thing with husband and all do hold back on your wife when she having sex and thing. Two of you full 100. Don't let Satan, that's how you think come into you and tell you, hey, nah, but I feel up I don't think he or she. I feel me, I could. I want next woman and all two, and then go through that and all two again now. Yeah, the most I see anything, you still at in the scriptures, even with the other woman and all two, you still nothing mustn't stop you had with the first woman and all two. Say, still protection, still coming for that woman. Go to verse 6.
Come on, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment.
Again, he recognizing something here and think, hey, you know what? Do let this like a recommendation and thing, right? It have practices and thing. This is they want to be practicing and thing, right? So like some practices, recommendation, not all recommendation. It might take out some from rules and regulations. Where regulations is more or less like rules and thing, right? And more or less now like recommendations now is like good practices and thing, right? I want to be practicing this right through. We don't want to see this here, and then after now you end up a big problem. Do this right through and thing, right, and make sure everything is good with you and your husband, right? Right, so again, when you go through all this and thing, this is again now, this is show again that you know what, we even with the sexual laws, even think give me the mankind shall now live with mankind and all too again. So all these things again, Leviticus 9, that's not mankind shall now live with mankind.
Okay.
So even all these things again, when coming to the Mosai sexual laws again with a man and a woman, all these things again, we should don't take it for granted because you see other people do it. Now you have the LGBTQ now telling you that, hey, you know what, this is this okay and thing, right? When the Mosai don't say this is a abomination and thing, right? And now they're making like, you know, there's so much protection now that, you know, things would have be derogative for somebody doing it and all they can't even say it. And all too again say like, hey, when somebody know they're gonna do this and thing, right? It's like now the changing words. So now they're making like, hey, something so heated and it's like gonna be like, hey, what madness is this? Now you have to say words really calm to express where we have to see and all to on all these social media platforms and all to again, right? When these things shall be like, hey, that's as Buju Banton was seeing it and things to again, right? And things to right. So yeah, but
Come on, Khan. The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
right, and again, this says scripture say abomination is something hated in the eyes of the Most High and all to again, right? So like, you know, if we had was to like them like, you know how we Jamaicans and them there's talk and thing, right? They're like, hey, we really use that spirit like the thing now to say it's like hey abomination. Or this thing, you know, is like thing, but you can't use really the thing, and even when it like, you know, you see an abomination and all too, it's like yeah, for them to really you really bring across that abomination, you really have to like do it masculine and all too, like a masculine voice to really get that point to show and all too, because seeing abomination, let's see an abomination just like in a normal term, it's still I think it's really have to have a masculine spirit and all to bring across that, because some people gonna like, hey, that abomination, and if you just see it in a soft way, then gonna like, hey, this thing still soft and all too in the eyes of the Most High, how you seeing it and all too. So like that's why you're saying so much protection coming under the LGBTQ that, you know, all the derogative words they can't itself see it, how people think it's so much protection for them that, hey, lesbian, the lesbian, a woman like a lesbian, you can't say, hey, what is that? And things like that, too much protection coming for them. And now it's like, hey, you could have a woman could have a woman and things like that. We're going to watch this again. Let's show any blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again, and then after now we're looking for other praise. Because again, when they go and watch now, they're not looking for somebody who coming from the like parenthood and having a mother and the father, and they're not looking for the broken homes and them. They go and pray on these younger sisters and brothers again who parents and them mash up single parents again and now realize, hey, these people and them could more or less be vulnerable to again, and they know what happened here again. More unlawful sex coming with these people again, and if you do try to move away with people from them and feeling like, hey, it's okay for a man to be a homosexual and it's okay for a sister to be a homosexual, and they're looking for somebody to pray on and think to. But if you put them on the land and the self, they're all going on there, they can reproduce, and they don't realize this again too, that okay, you want to be a homosexual, right? You want to be a lesbian, and right? Okay, like Paul or in a land, you know, some of the other they don't want that. They ain't going and put themselves on that landmass with them alone, but they want to be around the people again who want to say, hey, you know what? I'm not following. I'm not going to be a lesbian. I'm not going to be a homosexual. These are people again that want to be around, but still preying on the weak ones again now, so that they get them aligned with their duties and thing, right? And get them again now to keep on doing it over and over again, right? And these are the things they, again, the Mosai vex with that again, right? But we like you know again, this is not something I like and want to again. And you know, that's why you say it's a abomination to the blacks and Spanish and Native Indian man. Again, and the Mosai hate this for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I go see other unlawful things again that you know, you go see the other nations again, even bestiality. The Edomites and them, they will have sex with horses and other animals again. And you know, again, as long as these things are wrong, it's always a possibility again the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians could always fall into this if you're not in the right place and all to again, right? So it's like, hey, don't say that can happen and all to again. Because a lot of people will say this can happen and you're wrong it and it could happen. And all to again, because right? You can say, hey, you know what? Yeah, that I don't see that being wrong and all to again, right? So let me go to Deuteronomy 7 and verse 3.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
So again, this is the Musa again now. So the Musa again thing. So don't feel like the Musa again when you go through this is like all love with the Musa and thing, right? Father Abraham and many sons and all these things are going to make you feel like any Christian thing, everything could and don't tell me about Jesus, he's all right and thing and all these things the Christian did and my God is a good God and all kind of thing, right? But when you go in the scriptures here now, this is the Musa, you know, there's a big separation. There's a big separation here. And what we say, even if you didn't directly know who the Mosai talking about here, something like you know the Mosai increase about something here now that hey, here we see now and thing right. But nevertheless, the book of Deuteronomy start with the nation of Israel and thing too right. I let you know that hey, this is what it is. So if you didn't know, something tell you hey, the Mosai saying about hey, not to marry these thing but okay, but then the Mosai is all about he love the Mosai love everybody. But how the Mosai go tell somebody, hey, go marry this person and go let your sons and your daughters marry this person and things. But the Mosai not about love. But look, you see, the Mosai here, not about that neither here. He about love with one people. But now you see it here. So now again, when you go in the scriptures, now you go know, hey, the Mosai dealing with somebody here, right? So give me Deuteronomy 1 and 1 first. Go back to Deuteronomy, come back there.
Come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Azaroth, and Dizahab. Verse 2.
Right. So when everyone watch it now, this is the Moses talking to the children of Israel. Nobody else. And thing like that. This is the way he's talking to again, right? So now when you go through the Deuteronomy 7 verse 3, so now the Moses is saying, hey, thou shalt not make marriages with them. And who sent Nehemiah? Who sent Moses? Who sent Aaron? Who sent Christ? Who sent Paul? Who sent Ezra? The Moses. And thing, right? And all these men are the men of the nation of Israel. And thing, right? And this is who we're talking to here again. And the Moses said, you know, hey, do not marry these children and them. Don't let your sons and them marry them, your daughters, and don't let your daughters and them marry the sons and them, right? And this again bringing down the laws and things like so. Now the Moses like, hey, you know what? COVID-19 going around, just like when the government thing. It's like, okay, COVID-19 going, the government say, hey, wear masks and thing, right? No. We're here. So now I go out to force you to wear mask now, because now we're going on, now we got a penalty behind it now. So you're going on now. I don't already say this already now. So now Moses now again with the Moses now you have to bring this into law. So now it come a law now, say penalty. So I didn't hear me before when I say, hey, don't go and marry these other nations. This is a command that they already tell you. So now you want to hear me now? You're going on now. We're not being right in here now. So now we have a penalty for this year now. So that's how you see in COVID-19. Again, and they don't understand, like, you know, again, to the Christian church, and thank God for the speaking now. You understand that again now, the Mosai did always before any law, he did not get the command and we were just to obey him and thing like that. No, because we don't obey him, now all these things now coming into laws and thing like that. So every movement with Abraham and them, but that's like commands and thing like that, and they obeying him. Now again, now we get so hard and now we move away from before fathers. Now, hey, way boy, and now listening to my father and thing like that. So now my father get vexed with me now. Hey, like, are you ready for that power, you know? Or in listening, all of that thing, like getting in trouble. So you see the trouble you coming with, you know, okay, no problem. Penalties now for you for doing this something, and this is the penalty now coming. Hey, do not marry these other nations and them. So if the Mosai thinking that the Mosai is all love, no, the Mosai is not all love and thing, all love for the nation of Israel and thing like, you know, hey, use not to marry these other people and them. I given who you to marry. You do what you want. You do what I tell you to do, right? And now you go see that. So give me now 1 Kings 11 and 3. So now we see in the scriptures what the Mosai was talking about here now again, right? So you give them thing now. So now you go see again now, one of the forefathers again now went wrong. So this now pass the law with Moses. Now you go see now where he went wrong again, all right?
Come on. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 11 and verse 3. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned his heart away. Verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
So I go through all this and thing here now. So that's the thing now. So the same as King Solomon, he loved many strange women again. And when I go through this now, that's how we read in Deuteronomy 7 and 3. The most there's somebody strange in the eyes and thing, because this was a warning. This should never be taken place and thing, right? Of many strange women. There's not a woman was a wrong them and thing, right? What was a wrong was the black Hispanics and the Native Indians and thing, right? Strange women. And thing, right? They're not the black Hispanics and Native Indians. The 12 tribes, these are outside women against other nations and thing, and this is who he ended up liking and also and choose to be his wife. And these are the women with the sons and daughters the Mosai was talking about, right? So when I go to this Pharaoh, the Zidonians, the Hittites, more or less every nation and thing like that. And this is the thing Mosai was concerning about, and no, he didn't hear. And now what happened? He decided now to go against the Mosai, building altars for these other nations and them, right? And disregarding his people and all again now to see that, hey, that people now, this is the king we're looking up to. We keeping the Mosai law, statutes, commandment, but this man building statues for other nations and thing, right? And now you go see like, hey, you the people, the man should be leading we, but this man now weak and thing now doing this in we eyes and calling out this accordance now again with the nation and thing, right? And even when you reach the far now to when we go and marry the other nations and all to again, it's like, okay, you go and marry the other nations and all to again, and when you go and watch them, the things with a black woman go through with you and all too, the struggles and all too. The other nations then go through that, and now again you betray the nation and all too again. And even when you go back to when you go back and all to reality, is like you go and marry the other nations. It's only the mother and father who got tolerated must be because of she daughter, but she uncle, she nieces and all of them. That's as the scripture saying. You that strange man to them and thing, right? Because them know, hey, what's going on here? Is that other nation? You gather and coming to gather with things. People know what's your structure. Your structure different compared. Your structure different compared to the uncle, the nephew, the grandfather, the great grandfather, and thing, right? Your structure different. You don't belong there. So that's as we on the Mosai saying these strange women and things that don't belong there. Now you do belong there. If we're not married, then they're having a gathering. But you want looking different and think it don't belong there. Take away that woman from other nation. And think when that other nation should be having that woman and all too again, and like that on brotherly and all too, and any side they could see it and all too, right? And when you go and watch now the same customs come, now we're dealing with customs again. So that's like a dietary law and thing. you might be eating something with lawful in the eyes of the Most High, them go like something again with nothing them feet or nothing them culture. So I go and watch it like thing when I go and watch these other nations and them some of these animals is the gods and all too. So now we're like, hey, you want to eat something with the Most High thing, but now you have to compromise for your wife and thing too. And it should be no compromising if you marry with the Most High say to marry and all too again. So everything there's be off and all too. No matter how you try to make it work, it's not going to work in the eyes of the Most High. And that's why you say again, hey, all these things are abomination unto him. Right? That's no. Judges. Judges 14 and verse 1.
Come on. The book of Judges, chapter 14 and verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughter of the Philistines. Verse 2. And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife.
Right. So again, this is Samson again, right? So this is Samson again. Israelite again, a black man, right? So again now again Timnath, right? So now when I go now, this is like the daughters of the Philistines. This is Africans again, right? And this has always been a problem when the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again, right? So even when they go back with Adam and all too, this is again now the Most High blind side to Adam for him to end up with a black woman again. Because if you Adam again, just so it is, he'll always choose the other nation and them, right? And you see what always happening. This has always been a problem again. So you see it in Deuteronomy 7 and 3, the Most High talking to we, hey, do not marry these other nations and them. Do not have sex with these other nations and them, right? Now we see happening, we see it with King Solomon. Now again, the next powerful man, and always when you go and watch some of the great powerful some of the leaders and all too again, right in front guys they should be leading again, and always some wickedness they're always doing and thing, right? And they will leave out the sisters and them, right? Instead of like I say, hey, you know what? Hey, let us show you go, it don't matter how powerful we is and thing. I still dealing with my people. I still like that going to marry a rich Israelite, a rich black woman, a rich Hispanic woman, a rich Native Indian woman, or a poor somebody poor out of the thing, and just to show, hey, you know what? Even with that and all too, that's more greater. That hey, you know you're up there and you still take somebody out of the hood and marry them. But they're not doing that neither on the good side. They're not going for the rich black women, and they're not going for the poor black women neither. They're going for the other nations, and this has all been a problem again in the scriptures. They show it again that the powerful, mighty men always going for these other nations. They love them bad. And also, and see happening here again, Samson again. You see them. Nobody in the eyesight, not one of his sisters and them in the eyesight we grew up with. Again, and we going for telling the mother, hey, I want that I want that African and all too again, right? And now this is now the mother now again, now we go in the scripture, the mother now go show real sisterhood and brotherhood here, right now, one thing, right? And this is now we should be even to like bringing this to we the daughters and we sons and we daughters. Go to verse 3.
Come on. Verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife?
Right, and this is the two parents here, the father and the mother, and they said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren? And thing, right? Hey, so why you tell me about this woman and thing? So one to Rachel, one to Leah and thing. Why you want that man daughter, that other nation daughter and thing, right? So this one not good for you? One to this one, yeah, they're like checking him. Hey, so this one ain't good. So you leaving out all this sisters here to grow them, and I don't know the outcome of this. And besides that, and all too, there's a law. So even with all the law and all too, she's like checking them. Hey, this person is you. Is your image here. You should be marrying this person here. Whether thing when you go on with the dogs, it's like the dogs are smarter than Samson. And all too, the lion smarter than Samson. The lion know who to grow for mating. The rat know who to ground for mating. The leopard know who to ground for mating. The elephant know who to ground for mating. They're not crossing and thing too, right? Go ahead. Among all my
Come on. Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistine? And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well.
Right, and when you're going with this now again, this was the destruction of Samson after. And also again that he get you think the mother they have no choice and thing. The mother we vex with with them because again what they don't think and like hey, they don't have to think whatever we say and he say get she for me and think whatever again and you know what he betray my sisters and motherfucker betray nation and what happened again now? Same thing happened again to King Solomon. King Solomon get in trouble, he split the nation. And even with this and all too, this is happening with some of the other nations and them. Either they use the powerful men and them for the own gain, or they use them again for the own gain to get your nation weak. And all too again, I see what happened with Samson. And this is one with Samson. This was not one for this one wasn't for he gain. This was one for it to weaken the nation, just as King Solomon and thing too again. So some of these other nations again, they will see we and thing and realize here going on. Hey, he have a weakness, and thing I realize your weakness is woman, and you'll get you to get weak and thing, right? Because of your weakness. And because I'm not liking your brothers and your sisters and thing, right? And see with King Solomon, or see if the Samson again. Think King Solomon caused the nation of Israel to split when there was together all we father work hard for was it to split and thing, right? Because again he following the law started and commandments like Moses in marriage. Again, not marrying within his nation. Now Samson again now being a king, you're full. Everybody afraid you and thing having the Moses spirit on you and thing and now they realize, hey, okay. There's your weakness here now. You like the other nation and thing like that. Now realize, hey, okay, you like the other nation, you have other nation with you. And right now, use the mightiest man around and thing like that. And this we go use you now. We go use the woman because again she thing and she didn't say no. She didn't say no to she people. And she didn't say no to she people. So all thing she like she husband and thing whatever. She betrayed she husband and think what she do? She has she love for she people, although that she husband. But she know again, them people more important than he. And she didn't hesitate to say, hey, nah, like my husband, I not doing my husband that and thing. She went ahead. That's what she tell them. They say, I want to know why this man's strong. And she went on and she's so cunning. That's as we read in the with all the serpent and also cunning the thing is be again there's come with like there's the best thing on the face of the earth, you know, always like well the soft spoken to you when it comes to the other nations and them, you know, sometimes what the black woman go through, you know, she might be a little rough and thing again, right? And there again, you have to bring them in the right place again to get their mind where the mind should be. And this is how they again all these other nations and them will always be in that cunning spirit and thing. They know, hey, they know this is something I should be like, wait, boy, I had to talk to my husband about it. And they ain't saying nothing again. They're like, hey, you know what? I ain't saying nothing. And they just realize, yeah, I love these other nations and them. And again, destruction for Samson again. And Samson again, demise come to him again. Because why? He didn't listen to his parents. And all what happened there, if he didn't listen to his parents again, he'd have never reached in this situation where he is today. Again. Because why? We checking the Most High knowledge, statutes, and commandments again, and not realizing all these things is brotherhood. You marrying another nation and all too, you're leaving out your sisters and all too. And some of the other, when you watch the when you go and watch Sesame Street and all too, it's like, hey, all these things, one of these things not together, one of these things is not the same. You're seeing it and all too, you're marrying somebody again. Yes, your spirit should be telling you, hey, nah, what this person's structure, what this person's image. That your conscience before any law should tell you, hey, this is not the person for me. And thing like that. Every animals and them know who they have to go wrong. But some of the black Hispanic and his opinion man, he ain't know who to go wrong. And then he have no clue who to go wrong. He go wrong who he feel to go wrong. He go wrong his own and the other nations. And then right, he having no integrity and no discipline in him. Right? So again, we touch on sex. We say sex. We touch marriage, and next thing we'll go to but that's about maybe two scriptures with the wives, and also the sexual again that a man could have more than one a man could have more than one woman, right? So we'll go to Isaiah verse 4 and verse Isaiah 4 and 1.
Come on, come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Right, and 7 women shall take hold of one man, right? So again, and that's we make our own bread, wear our own apparel. So there's a woman like more or less making the own dust, making the own money and thing, right? More or less a skill, women are skills. I think it could be a tailor, it could be a chef, it could be a teacher, it could be a doctor, and thing, right? And showing again it no independent to say they the breadwinner, come like a breadwinner, and thing, right? They ain't asking the man for this and you know, I need this from you and thing, right? And they're showing again that, you know, the way their lifestyle, how they was and thing, and like kind of stop and they're like, hey, you know what, hey, let me be a woman and thing, and one fact, and when you go and check the thing, it's like they say 7, but it don't have to be 7, it could be 6, it could be 9, and more or less now the mindset of them is like, hey, this one already know, hey, the third one did, the third one come, and they already know he had 2 before, and they don't mind that. And when the 5th one come, they know, and think the 5th one come, before the 5th one come, and he don't already know he have 4, and they don't mind that neither. They say 9, the 9 one come, when the 9 one come, she already know before he has 7, and she don't mind that, hey, this man with this amount of woman, and all 2 again, right? So that's the mindset that the woman being like no problems really, and think they understand that and think compare now to the Christian churches teach that a man can have more than one wife. So a man could either live his life with one woman, or again he could live his life with more than one woman. Musa is not punishing nobody on the both side. And no Lord neither that a man have to have 2 wives, and no Lord neither that a man have to have 1 wife. Or he had to have a wife at all. Just as Paul was reading in the scriptures that, hey, if it's up to he be single. And all 2 again. So when you go in the scriptures, there's no comparison. Compared to the Christian church, go tell you, hey, we'll go punish you for having another wife. And when you go in the scriptures, this is just again, you take Christian church as blind sight you. Again, that you read the scriptures right there, but somehow or the other, you're coming up with something else, and not listening to the scriptures, and just straightforward. There's not like no mystery really firmament in the thing, and it had a division and it divided at this and thing whatever, and you know, you want to find out where the Euphrates rivers is right now, where Mesopotamia is right now, which part Jordan is right now, which part the Pillar of the Salt is. No, there's no thing here. It's straight out, it's straightforward. That's what the scriptures say here that, hey, in 7 days and things like that. Even it have things in the New Testament and the Old Testament that, hey, these women will be making the bread, they will be buying the clothes. And what's they don't have to be clothes, it could be they had their own house, they had their own car, and they do not mind a man already with a woman, because the mindset that these different women is like, hey, one come, one go. And when they go back the scriptures and things, they will use the scriptures like this as before. They will say, men, husband love your wife and things like that. They will say, hey, but they do have wives, right? But when you go in the scriptures, you will see again that this been understood that it's not like, hey, so you see, for instance, a man going and buy a car. It's not like a man going and buy 3 cars, one license to drive, but he could drive 3 cars, but you're not going to buy in one day going and buy 3 cars and thing, right? It could happen that a man could buy 3 cars, but the comparison that, hey, a man going to end up with 3 wives in one day and thing, I don't know if it could happen. I don't know if it might be happening already, but think about that's true. And again, hey, that man had to go through that 1 wife first. So when Christian church go take it and say, well, 1 wife with them is something been understood already. Even when the other wives come back, hey, you have to love your wife. So even when that 1 wife come, you have to love she. Even when the others, even if you have others, whether you do have none or the others come, you have to love she. And thing, right? So not like, hey, so it's that understand that, hey, you have to love your wife and thing, right? Treat them good, care for them and thing like that. Same thing with the woman. So not hey, when you go anything I see the most I see that, hey, the scriptures when you go through and you will see them in 1 Corinthians, you will see them in 1 Corinthians, I think in Romans you go see them too, right? That you go see love your wife, you love your wife. There's something that understood that you have to love your wife. Even when whether it be 1 or 2, right? And they will take these things again and twist it again. And when you go and watch when you go and watch the world today, it's one of the things of breaking up relationships today. That again, as a woman find out she husband have another wife, she leaving out she husband, and then after now she going down a road that she wasn't to go wrong, and now becoming harlots and all too again. That's as we was reading before the most I say that a man should not make the daughters of Israel husband. And this is one of the things again now causing we sisters and them to end up harlots again, because again the doctrine's been taught to them, right? And not bringing reality in the Christian church that a man could have more than one woman. And again, she will leave she husband and just go against you. Just be passing on to other men and other men and things like that. In reality, it never be right again, too, right? So when you go to this again in the scriptures, you'll always see that either a man with the more than one wife, you will see things coming with it and all too, and it's nothing showing that a man can have more than one woman. And also you see it with King Solomon, you see it with Abraham, you see it with David and all too again, right? And even if you go to the New Testament, right? Matthew 25, verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Right, when I go to the thing here, this is Christ now, and Christ making a parable, a comparison of the kingdom of heaven and thing that the knowledge the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians having is like with the Isupk passing right now, telling you that there is a Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You have to keep the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. You have to be a light in this kingdom here. So you can be a light in my kingdom when I come here right now, and thing, right? So all we're going to hard here, I just preparing you for more or less for you to be easy in my kingdom. We're going on to rule these other nations and them, right? So like, hey, like, you know, who you coming to choose here now, who keeping my knowledge and thing, right? Who's the wise ones and who now rejecting my knowledge and thing, right? Again, I get everything just like the 5 virgins and the 10 virgins. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. And thing like this is what again now Christ showing that comparison again to the 10 virgins and thing, right? And if why would Christ do a comparison that a man having 10 virgins and thing, right? Because again a man could have more than one woman. So Christ gonna make this comparison. If you know a man can have more than one wife and thing, right? And compared to the Christian church again, they always talk about these women love this, the love of Jesus and thing, right? But they love the white they love that white Jesus, because that white Jesus pushing that one wife thing, not even one wife and all too. That white Jesus pushing that homosexual thing in the Christian church too, lesbian marrying lesbian, woman, man marrying man. Every other nation can marry every other nation, and also again all these things again was the black man was ruling today that gonna never be taking place, and all two again, right? Everybody would have been in their own land just as Christ coming to do, and all two again. So when you go and watch this and all two, we pastor like, hey, when you see a black man coming up with these other nations, she'll say, hey, you can't marry she, you know, like break up that marriage one time, right in front of the whole congregation. You should be breaking up that thing too. Not having that love for the congregation and the people and them and thing too, right? So this should be happening here and all too again, right? So when I go and watch this and all too, the same thing happening here again, that hey, the Most High is showing you, hey, this is what happening here to take 10 virgins, 5 of them were wise, 5 of them were foolish. And nevertheless, there's a point where the thing a man could have more than one woman. So even Christ draw the comparison here, right? The parable and all two again. So when what this here now, we have to get ourselves in that order for the king when we king coming and all two again that hey, give me everything here right now with the Isupk. We're telling that hey, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You are the prophecies we're seeing in Genesis 49. You the prophecies and then we're seeing in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. listen to the prophets, and then we see now in First Corinthians, we see now send prophets and them last, and thing right, and take heed, and thing see what going on, and thing right, see that hey, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, hey, gather yourself together, O nation, not desire. Listen to the scriptures and them, see what going on with the other nations and them, and think that they go be tuning to the prophecies and them, and you know, be wise, and thing right. So again, all these things again, they could always other brothers again will always teach on these things when the time comes that they don't see it. They know who is married, they know the unlawful sex on them, they know who you could marry and thing, right? You know, again the maritable the marriage laws again, if a man free to be with one woman or more than one again, how you going about it and all two again, and many other things again, yeah, speak it to teach and thing, right? And you'll see with the other brothers as time goes on, right? And if it's not even with Trinidad, it have Haiti, Jamaica, England, United States, Brazil, the tuning all over and thing, right? And know who is other people and know your knowledge of the Most High, right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yaka.
Security announcements. Security announcements. Getting ISPK out of 1 West 25th Street, New York, under commanding General Ham. New rules, brothers and sisters. If a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are all for 6 months. They are distributed only. They are here to show themselves of the world. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months with a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You'll find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 1, and Malachi from chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. These 10 in the Hebrew belongs from Isupk. 10% of every penny of an increase the Lord gives you to the church department of teacher. Priest fund, free of offer for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Coming with the convocations. Next upcoming with the convocation is the Memorial Blowing of Trumpets, which is on the first day of the 7th month, which is Sunday, 21st of September, 2025. I'd like to remind Akim and Parking to check out social media such as Isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and materials. If your brother wants to be in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirt, like pants, and like headband or scarf. Then we say, my donation to stand. So the Lord's prayer to Lord's prayer to Hebrew, Banawa, Banawa, Shawashama, Shawai, Badash, Badash, Ya, Ya, Shaka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Ka, Zah, Ya, Ya, Shah, Ratis, Wa, Ya, Ya, Shmai, Shmai, Wa, Tum, Ta, Ya, Wa, Slap, Slap, Wa, Slap, Minawa, Saiwan, Ba, Shine, Yun, Ra, Ya, Ka, Rat, William, Imam. What we just said, our Father, that's what John the power, our kingdom come, be done, be done, be good, be good, and then tell us, give us the faith, what daily bread, give us, give us step, yes, teach for labor for me, for the mercy, I the kingdom, I the power, and all the glory, forever, to be a soul, man. So, let's give the teacher 26 salute. Everybody spot. Watch him. Rock. help us to serve of the tongue. Time gives us a 90 salute. But then Shabbat, Majam, Rock, and our Shabbat, 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 classes.